Hello everybody, welcome to this wonderful reading. I'm Zoe Alex, welcome. So this is going to be for Tuesdays for tarot card reading. This is going to be for every day Tuesday. So this is going to be very interesting indeed. So, this is the way it happens. This is how it's going to be. I know that there's going to be a little bit interesting about how it is, and this is the way it kind of happens. Because the way of how it goes, how it's going to be in that way, because that's how it goes, right? So we have to understand the way how it is, the way how everything is going to be in that way. This is how it is, right? So this is how it's going to be. This is going to be like not off-putting, you know what I mean? But this is the way it goes. And when you have your own circumstances in that way, it's like you have to understand about the above and beyond outcome. That's how it goes. And when you need to understand that, you have to be who you are in that way. You have to know about, okay, well, I know what to do. This is how it is. This is how it goes. Alright, and this is the way it seems to be, right? So you have to understand that when you believe in that circumstance, whether it is, you have to know that you can play by the rules, and that's how it goes. And whenever you play by the rules, you have to know exactly what it is in that way, right? You have to understand that, right? So you have to understand the way how this is, the way how everything's going to be in that way. You have to put that perspective. You have to understand that everything is going to be all great, all, how you're going to be, how it understands. You have your own, modality, whatever it is. You have to understand about what it takes beyond about that way. It's like, okay, I know what to do, I got this, but then that's how it is. It's like how I can understand to face my own outcome, to face about what I need to do, because that's how it is, right? It's like, how would you do that in that way? And thinking, well, this seems to be, I need to understand that. This is the way of how it goes. So you have to understand what it's based on how you're going to be doing in that way, and thinking, okay, this seems to be. But when it's very interesting about the cause and effect situations, you need to understand that, right? So this is just the reading. This is the way of how it goes. And when you do that, you need to understand that, right? So you have to express what's going on that way, and you have to understand that, right? This is the way of how it is. It's like how it seems to be. But this is the way it goes. This is the way it happens. This is how it's going to be. So you have to understand about what it takes, right? So, this is the way it seems to be. And this is the way it kind of goes in that way. It's like how it's going to be in that way, how it's going to be in, how it is in possible, representations. This is the way it seems to be. So you have to understand of how it goes, and this is the way it seems to be. So here we go. So in this wonderful reading, you have to pay attention to what's going on. The Queen of Cups does represent empathy, because there's two sides of the story here. One makes sense, one doesn't make sense. So you could be dealing with another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, as water signs. The Sun card is positivity. You might be representing Leo as a fire sign. As a zodiac sign, you pay attention to what's going on that way. The King of Cups reverse, you have no support. You have no ability from the perspective, because that's how it kind of goes. So you have to understand about how it goes in that way, and thinking, okay, well, this seems to be, I need to understand that, right? That's how it goes. So you have a mixture of, wants and needs, and your feelings, and your emotions, and how it is, right? That's how it goes. That's how it seems to be. The Five of Swords does represent conflict here, because it's like why you're having conflict, why you're fighting, why you're going to do that. So it's like, how are you going to be that in that way, and thinking, well, everything seems to be fine. I need to be how I'm going to do it. So you have to be who you are to understand what it takes, and that's how it kind of represents. So let's see what's going on. So I'm going to clarify between the King of Pentacles reversed, the Queen of Cups, and the Sun card. So let's see. So Knight of Cups reversed, Knight of Pentacles reversed, the Empress is reversed, the Hierophant reversed, the Four of Cups reversed, but the Six of Cups is upright. Yeah, because you're focusing about the past, right? It's like, why are you focusing on this, right? If you have no romance, no trust, no nourishment, no guidance, like, Four of Cups reversed, like, there's no a distraction, that's how it is. And it's like, why are you having this, right? This is the way it seems to be. This is not a pity party, but it is, right? That's why you need to understand that. You have to go with the flow. You need to understand about how you can do it in one or another. It's like, okay, I know what to do, this is the way it goes, alright, business seems to be, right? You have to understand that, and you have to understand about how it's going to be in that way, and thinking, well, this seems to be, I know what to do, I got this, but then you have to understand that, right? You have to go with the flow. When you go with the flow, you know when it means, and you know what it does. You have to go with the flow. That's the way it seems to be, right? It's like how you can do it. That's why it seems to be that, right? That's the way it goes. So what's in the middle of this situation? The High Priestess Uranus, there's no, no inner voice. That's the way it goes. Eight Pentacles is up, right? You're having perfection. King Pentacles Uranus, there's no, insecurity, maybe money. The Strength card is up, right? Because you want bravery. That's the way it goes, right? That's the way it seems to be. So you have to understand that, right? That's the way it is in that way. So that's the way it happens on this side. That's the way it goes. What's happening between the King of Cups all the way to the Four Pentacles, Three Pentacles, and the Five of Swords? So let me clarify. So 6 Wands is separate, there's celebration. King of Cups is separate, there's support. 9 of Swords is there's no trauma. The 7 of Cups is there's no a delusion. 3 Cups is separate, there's celebration. King of Swords is separate, there's knowledge. 9 Wands is separate, there's immaturity. 5 Wands is there's no chaos. But the 7 Pentacles is separate, there's basically you're looking for a career. Maybe you're looking for something else. So it's like, how would you do that in that way? And you have to know about how you can even understand about how this is. It's like, this is the way of how it goes. This is the way it goes. This is the way it happens. And you have your own expression about knowing what to do, right? That's the way it goes. So you have to understand what it takes, because that's the way it goes, right? You have to believe what you're going to be doing. So that's something in the middle of this situation. The 9 Pentacles here. So you're feeling uncomfortable. It's like, why are you doing it, right? That's how it seems to be. It's like, how would you do it, right? So this is like a worst case scenario to understand what is, and you have to understand that. It's like, okay, well, I know what to do, I got this, but this is the way it seems to be. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to face it. Because in reality, that's the way it goes in that way. It's like, how would you do that in that way, right? It's like, how would you understand that? So you have to understand how it is in that way, and that's the way it seems to be. So I'm going to look at what's from the middle to the right side. The High Priestess is upright, you're going to use your voice. The Wheel of Fortune is upright, you're going to have good luck. Death card is upright, there's endings. The World reverse, there's means incompletion. The Hangman reverse, there's no restrictions. But the Judgment is upright, because you're going to take action. Yeah, because you're going to be dealing with another Scorpio as a water sign, because that's the way it goes. It's like, why are you doing it? But it's like, how would you understand that, right? How would you do what it takes? And then it's like, okay, well, I know what to do. That's the way it goes. What's between the middle and the left side, please? The Judgment reverse, you're not taking action. Justice reverse, you're not telling the truth. The Strength reverse, there's no bravery. The Emperor's reverse, there's no nourishment. The Fool is upright, there's change. The Star is upright, there's inspiration. The World reverse, there's incompletion. So, the way how this is, the way how the opportunity works, is like, it's based on that, right? It's based on how it's going to be in that way, because it's like, how would you do that, right? How would you understand that, right? That's how it is. So when you do that, it's like, you have to face your own abilities to know what's going to happen. So let's say what the universe is saying. So we'll go from the middle to the left, middle to the right. The Ace of Swords reverse, there's a misunderstanding. 2 Wands story, there's planning. The 10 of Swords, 10 Pentacles reverse, there's no wealth, right? There's no money. The Emperor's story, there's no nourishment. 6 Pentacles story, there's kindness. The 2 of Swords story, you don't know which direction you're going to take, left or right. So when you have kindness, you know what it is, because you're going to act kind. That's the way it goes. It's like, how are you going to do that? So let's say what's happening on the left side. The 4 of Wands reverse, there's no celebration. What's on the right side? The Knight of Wands story, there's immaturity. Yeah, that's how it goes. What's happening with this 4 of Wands here? The Page of Swords reverse, there's no education. Ace of Wands story, there's new beginnings. Yeah. So you could be focusing on another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. You're focusing on another Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Like, there's lots of zodiac signs in this picture. That's the way it goes. What's happening between the middle and the right side, please? 3 Cups reverse, there's no celebration. 8 of Swords, there's anxiety. The 3 Pentacles reverse, there's no excitement. Queen of Wands story, there's charisma. The Seven of Swords, there's no deceit. Queen of Pentacles story, there's stability. Yeah, that's the way it goes, right? That's the way it is in that way, in that perspective. That's the way it kind of is in that way of how it is in that circumstance. That's the way it happens. So you have to understand about how it's going to be in that way, right? That's the way it goes. What's in the middle of this situation? The Strength card is right, yeah, because you want bravery, right? You want things to be in that, specifically in that order, right? That's the way it goes. So, you have to understand about this circumstance. You have to understand about how it's going to be in that way, right? This is the way it goes. But you have to understand about the way it happens. And you have to understand about the way it goes in that circumstance, whether you like it or not, whether it's going to be very passionate, whatever it is. But you decide about what's going on, right? You decide about having bravery, having, you're going to have that, right? New beginnings, you have the stability, you have charisma, you have everything that you wanted. But when you have anxiety, it's like you're feeling like you're feeling sad, you're whimpering, you don't know what to do. But you have to understand, but you have your own peace of mind. You have your own way to understand that. That's the way it goes, right? So before I let you go, try to pay attention about this whole entire reading. Try to make sense about this whole entire reading. It is. That's the way it goes. So you have to understand about this is the way it seems to be. And you have to know what it takes. You have to know exactly how it is, right? That's the way it goes. So you have to understand about how things are in that perspective, because that's the way it seems to be. That's why you need to understand that, because you have to go with the flow, That's why it seems to be. And there's always a silver lining to every situation that is. That's the way it goes. But that's the way it seems to be, and this is the way it is, and you have to understand this, right? That's how it is. So I hope you all like this video, understand this, but this is the way it seems to be. So I hope you like it, and this is the way it goes, and this is the way it seems to be. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day to you all, and have a good time, and this is the way it goes. So thank you so much. Enjoy, see you next time. Give it a like, give it a comment if you want, and that's how it is. But thank you so much, and bye for now. Really, thank you, and have a nice day. Thank you, and thanks. Bye.